Gotta love this story. I know our producer did. Alice said, "You gotta do this story. Gotta do this story." I think it's actually pretty cool. So imagine a young man. His grandmother falls, and as so often happens, right? People break hips, and beyond the breaking hips, it's of course sometimes if you're alone, you fall. There's nobody there. You can be agonizing or be in pain for hours. So what did he do? Well, it turns out he is a mechanical engineering student, and when his grandmother fell and suffered that fracture and spent hours on the ground, he decided he needed to do something. So I want to give the whole thing away here, but Maxime will. Maxime Bolduc is co-founder of now the company called Azimut Medical, and he is on the line. Maxime, thanks for being here this afternoon. This is one of those stories where when you first see it, you kind of smile, and then you see the picture of the pants, and I was expecting they would be like these giant, big, inflatable pants that you created, and I'm giving something away here, but tell people what you did and why you did it in response to your grandmother having fallen.
Well, thank you for having me, Aaron. And yes, so the pants, as you mentioned, we actually designed the pants for my grandmother first because she was always telling us when she came back from her injury that she didn't want to wear anything, no watches, no jewelry, or kind of these pendants, fall alert pendants and alerts. And I said, well, maybe I can make something that would be comfortable and stylish and have some protection for her. So that was the idea, as you mentioned. As I mentioned, I'm a mechanical engineering student. I graduated, and then from there, I said, okay, well, what's the best way to prevent a hip fracture? Well, maybe the impact here would be to integrate some airbags. So we started developing this idea back in 2021. And for the past 4 years, we, gone through many different iterations of this device to arrive last year at this the inflatable trousers, like the picture in the article.
Yeah. So I love the fact, when you say inflatable trousers, as I said, you could imagine, or people would imagine one thing, and that'd be these giant pants. In fact, they're not. And I know in the article in La Presse, you actually wrote that you've worn them on a couple occasions to a lecture or something, and no one even knew that you were wearing them, right?
Yes, exactly. I wear them with a full suit, and I was pitching on an event with over 200 people there. And at the end of the event, I'm like, did you notice anything? And I pulled out the trousers. And oh wow, okay. So it's the goal was achieved. It was to be a very discreet, comfortable, and stylish trouser, and that's, I think, what we achieved.
So now the obvious thing that would pop into mind was, if this is supposed to help someone when they fall and the pants look like just normal pants, what's the mechanism in here and how does it work?
Yeah. So in the photo, it looks like a regular pair of pants, but inside, that's where the technology is. So on the inside waistband, we have this zipper. It's a long zipper that does almost 360 degrees inside, and it connects a inflatable membrane. This inflatable membrane is kind of suspended, so it's kind of like a skirt inside the trouser. And it's this membrane that has all our electronics, the technology we develop, and we have 2 patents on the technology we have developed, and it's all integrated into this membrane. And so it's the actual membrane inside the trousers which do the detection of the fall, and we kind of measure the way people are walking in real time. And once we kind of see the beginning of a fall, that's where our inflatable technology springs into action. It inflates the membrane, and so by the time you hit the ground, the membrane is fully inflated and absorbs a lot of the impact of the fall. So it's kind of this skirt inside of the trouser.
So you're basically describing an airbag in a car to some degree, right?
Yes, it's the same principle. However, car airbags are explosive devices. They are pyrotechnical devices, and they're one-time use. What we did is that we developed a technology which is non-explosive and can be reused multiple times. Because, would you want an explosive device on the hips of your 92-year-old grandmother?
Yeah, not so much.
Not me.
So this will detect, like you're walking up straight, and if it senses, or however you set this up, if it senses you're about to fall, between the time you lose your balance and the time you hit the floor, it will have deployed.
Yes, and
That's
usually
crazy.
That is around, a third of a second. So it's really quick. Falling is quick. and we have a lot of sensors that do its, acceleration, speed, angles, and we all have this kind of sensor fusion algorithm that kind of predicts when somebody is falling, because we have to deploy the airbag before you hit the ground. So technically, we don't do fall detection, because detection would be afterwards.
Right.
We do fall prediction.
Have you, I was going to say, have you used these in practice? Obviously, who did you get to try these out?
Oh, hundreds of people, actually. The basis of the design of this garment, it's in the fourth iteration. We have tested so many different prototypes, the way to do this. We also built a rig, so a test impact rig in-house that follows a new Canadian standard for testing hip protectors. And so in-house we can, iterate and develop this airbag and really kind of tune and fine-tune the absorption of this airbag. And it's, in this preliminary phase, it's over 64% more efficacious than just a regular hip protector. So the absorption of this airbag is much higher than what anything is on the market. So we have tested this many times in our laboratory, and on many we call them fallers. We invite people to the office.
Volunteer fallers, yeah, okay.
Volunteer fallers, exactly.
So listen, I want to just, before I run out of time, this is not commercially available yet, but you are scaling up to eventually get to that point, right?
That's right. So today we are not available to sell. We are aiming for a June 2026 release, so in a couple of months. And we have received, since the La Presse article, over 300 emails from interested people. So it's really a great sign.
Great.
And if you want to be a part of the early testing cohorts, you can, contact us on our website, and
sure.
we'll be happy to do that.
And who wouldn't want to be a volunteer faller, just to be able to say they were involved in the project,
Exactly.
So, yeah. By the way, last question. Now that I think of this, you mentioned off the top, like I remember my mom, she would have this sort of like smart alert or something. So if she fell, it would automatically call like 911. Do you plan to put that into this at some point, or is that just too far down the road, or was it thought about?
Yes, and that will be integrated into the second version of the garment.
Wow.
Yes, certainly. So it's kind of it will be all-in-one package. My hope is to essentially provide older adults and families peace of mind, and that it be almost invisible. You wear this every day, you feel great, you feel confident, you can go back outside, you can do some rehabilitation work, you can, go take a walk without the fear of injuring yourself.
That's a great idea. By the way, what happens after it deploys once? How do you get it back in place, or is it what do you do?
Yeah, that's a great question. So it's not like a car airbag. So when it deploys, you hit the ground, it kind of absorbs the impact, and it deflates by itself. It takes around a minute. And then you disconnect this cartridge. We have a removable cartridge that you can remove, and you plug a new cartridge back in, and you're ready, to go back again.
What a great idea! Listen, good for you, and the fact that so many people have been in touch obviously shows you've come up with a great idea. I wish you well, and I hope we can do this. Maybe talk next year when this thing is actually commercially released, and see touch base with you, see how it's going then. So,
it'll be a pleasure.
Yeah, thank you so much, Maxime. Great idea. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
There you go. The company, by the way, if you want to see it, is Azimut, like Azimuth, but without the H in French. Azimut, Azimut Medical, and you can see the pants there. Want to join out? Want to be a volunteer faller? Just show up at the lab, wear these, fall down, see how that goes. That'd be kind of fun.
Canadian women are looking for more out of themselves, their businesses, their elected leaders, and the world around them.
And that's why we're thrilled to introduce the Honest Talk podcast.
I'm Jennifer Stewart.
And I'm Catherine Clark. And in this podcast, we interview Canada's most inspiring women.
Entrepreneurs, artists, athletes, politicians, and newsmakers, all at different stages of their journey.
So if you're looking to connect, then we hope you'll join us.
Listen to the Honest Talk podcast on iHeartRadio or wherever you listen to your podcasts.